Okay, it's Module 12. We've made it to the last skills test of the semester. And this one is a little bit complicated. We do have to upload a couple of files, and it's somewhat tricky to find the correct image. So I'm going to try to walk you through it. Notice that the first question has a pretty lengthy instruction. The website you're directed to is the National Hurricane Center. In fact, when you click on this link, it'll bring you to this web page. And you have an option. You can either hit Past Track Seasonal Maps, or you can just scroll down and get to Past Track Seasonal Maps. So this is just a little anchor up here that will take you down to Past Track Seasonal Maps. And your first job is to choose a year. Now, notice you have a choice of either Atlantic Basin or East Pacific Basin. You want to choose the Atlantic Basin because very few landfalling hurricanes in the U.S. occur in the Eastern Pacific. So we're going to just choose any year you really want. You can just kind of pick a year and take a look at the map. I'll choose 2008. But again, you can choose whichever year you want. And you look for any storm that made landfall in the U.S. And so, for example, I mentioned earlier that I covered Hurricane Gustav. I went down to New Orleans in 2008 to cover this storm. So I'm going to choose number 7 of that year, which was Hurricane Gustav. And I'm going to just go back, and you don't need to use that map, but once you've identified a storm that you're interested in, then you scroll back up, and we want to find Tropical Cyclone Advisory Archive. Okay, so it's this up here, or if you want to go way back up to the top, Tropical Cyclone Advisories. And you're going to choose that year. So again, 2008 is the one I'm interested in. You can choose any year that you want. There's Hurricane Gustav. I want to click on Hurricane Gustav, and it's going to bring you up all the advisories. We're actually going to click on this top link that says Graphics Archive, and it's going to bring up another menu. We want the first choice, 3-day track forecast, uncertainty cone, and watch warning. Again, all of this is detailed in the instructions, but it may be useful to just see me click through to get to where I want to go. Now notice we've got this loop that occurs. This shows all the forecast tracks that were given on Hurricane Gustav through its lifetime. And what you want to do is let it loop through, and then eventually you're going to want to stop the loop. And you'll want to move back to the point where it's about 12 to 24 hours before landfall. Now each of these are 12-hour, every jump between dots is 12 hours. So we want to go back to about you want to have maybe 2 dots before making landfall. So something like this might be sufficient. And then this is an image that you're going to need to save. So again, the good old right click, save the image somewhere on your computer, and you'll need to upload that. That's the first upload you'll need to make here in question 1. So again, we want to have a 2 to 3 dots between the hurricane's current position and the coast. That's the image you want. And I have an example of one that I had saved, but you'll upload that image. The second image you're going to need is the wind history. So you go back to where you just were, and notice over here on the left you have a choice to get wind history. And so you click wind history, and it shows the winds that were experienced by from this storm. And let it go all the way through its loop, then you can stop the loop. Here you want to go to the very end of the loop, and this is the image you want to save. So again, right click, save the image, upload it. That's question 2. And then the remainder are just questions to be answered. You'll analyze those 2 images that you saved and answer those questions. So it's a little complicated to get to those images, and that's why I wanted to give you a little video guidance to show you how to get through there. But for the most part, if you follow these instructions, it'll get you to where you want to go. Likewise in question 2, I detail the way to get to those images, but you may want to refer to my video. Again, don't use Hurricane Gustav. Find another year, find another hurricane. There's plenty of them out there, and check it out. It's kind of fun to learn about some hurricane history.